Yo, it's Go, and welcome to the video. Blizzard has finally announced when Phase 3 of Season of Discovery is going to launch, and it's in just under 10 days. Let's take a look at all the information that they gave us and see what is relevant for the Balance Druid. We got a little bit of a preview and confirmation of some previously data mined runes for druids, and that's Gore for the helm and Improved Bark Skin for our helm. There's a third data mined rune, which was Gale Winds, which has not been confirmed, and there was also two bracer runes that were data mined. So let's take a look at those really quick, and you can do the same on Wowhead. If you go to the talent calculator, you can toggle through which phase you want to look at. If you highlight phase 3, it'll change the amount of talent points that you can spend, and it will also open up the wrist and helm slots. You can see for the wrist, efflorescence and improved frenzied regen were data mined. And for the helm, the one that was not confirmed was Gale Winds, which is going to increase our damage, reduce the cooldown, reduce the mana cost of Hurricane. They said that there's going to be about 6 runes per class, so most likely we'll be picking up Gale Winds for trash packs, or if a boss has a lot of adds, then Gale Winds could come in handy. But for the wrist, I think the last rune is hopefully going to be for us Balance Druids. Let me know what you would like to see on our wrist as a rune. And speaking of the talent calculator, there's no real crazy spec that we can come up with to do much more than we could in Phase 2. You most likely had a spec similar to the one that I have up here, and then the last thing that you would do at level 41 would be to max out either your Moon Fury or improve Starfire. So we can start to work our way down the resto tree to eventually probably get Insect Swarm, or you can pick up some utility that you have skipped over, such as improved Thorns, improved Mark of the Wild. And then I usually like having Nature's Grasp, so my spec in Phase 3 will probably look something very close to this. Unless I'm PvPing, of course, it'll probably be a little bit tweaked of a spec. But speaking of PvP, we got front and center of the PvP slide a look at our Balance Druid 6-set PvP gear. Got bonus armor on it, a fair amount of stamina and intellect, and then 14 spell power included on there as well. And this is going to require Knight Lieutenant, which is rank 6, so won't be able to get this immediately for the first 5 days. You'll have to wait for the honor reset and have enough honor to jump from rank 5 to rank 6. But as a helm, this is a really great option. There aren't too many helms from Phase 2, and there's really not any new helms yet for Phase 3. So I'm excited for this because in Phase 1 and Phase 2, we didn't really get leather PvP caster gear. So knowing that there's going to be at least 6 pieces that are going to help us survive and pump out damage in Arathi Basin, in the STV event, in Warsong, open world PvP, I'm really stoked to see. And the last thing to look at is we got a little bit of a preview by seeing what our Tier 1 chest is going to be with brand new 3, 5, and 8 set bonuses. So it's going to have 23 spell power on it, which is really nice to see. The 3 set I'm not too impressed by. That will increase the critical hit chance of Wrath and Starfire by 4%, which Star Surge should benefit from that as well. But it reminds me of our Gnomer 3 set leather that increased the critical hit of Wrath and Starfire by 2%, which I'm a fan of just raw crit. Let me be able to crit with any spell, like the initial hit of Moonfire and Sunfire, for example. The 5 set is a little interesting. Increases the duration of Insect Swarm by 12 seconds, which in Phase 2, we got a tweak to the spells that we're able to use in Moonkin form, and Insect Swarm was not specifically listed on that. So that could have just been an oversight because we weren't able to use Moonkin form and have Insect Swarm talented at the same time. But at level 60, we absolutely will. So this could come as an additional leaflet that we're going to have to get from a dungeon, or it could just automatically work while in Moonkin form, and it just wasn't going to be announced. Kind of like how they changed Nature's Grace and didn't really say anything. But increasing Insect Swarm by 12 seconds is doubling its duration, so only having to use it once every 24 seconds really increases the value of that GCD. And then the 8 set is pretty wild, especially with how Starfire was changed. In Phase 2, maybe this tier set was created before we got our Starfire's damage increased from Star Surge. But if this goes live with each tick of Moonfire granting the next Starfire 10% increased damage, stacking up to 10 times. I think we're going to see some insanely high Starfire crits, and I can't imagine people getting one shot in PvP with this and running to Reddit and complaining. But that's it for this one. Let me know what you're most excited about for Phase 3, what rune you would like to see on the bracers. Did having that preview of our Tier 1 set get you excited to get back into Molten Core? I think personally I'm most excited for PvP.